Why you're just chilling here, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, like and subscribe. Yeah, I forgot he died. What I know about what? How you doing, Zane Rhodes? I know that Jesus loves us all. That's the one thing I know. Even though we sin. I don't know. What city do I live in? You don't know what city I live in. You can say. Wow, it's 38 degrees. Everybody knows where I live. I live in New York State. Thank you, J-Man. How you been? You ready, guys, for Christmas? We are over 30 days. I'm in New York. My name is Brian. It's part of my channel, my name. Brian Knows Best. I don't have children. No, I don't have children. Yep, I'm sure. How you doing, Wagler? Happy holidays, everyone. Yo, what you doing? Over there, let's go.
I think as a kid, pizza bagels were the best thing ever. When I ate them as an adult,
But pizza bagels are
I didn't think
good.
they were even that good. I had never been in a commercial kitchen. I had never cooked professionally. I had never had a service job. Now, my absolute least favorite task: dumping enough water to literally burn me to crazy. My cooking skills prior to this, I would call them good, not great. You're on your feet all day, you're lifting heavy objects, carrying them place to place. I want to make the pizza bagels even better than I remember.
Hi,
29 years
Sean
old.
B.
I'm the chef and owner of Pizza Bagel NYC, and we made $20,000 in revenue in September.
Cut it out.
I went to college upstate at Cornell, and I studied computer science. With my degree, I kind of did what I wanted to do. I was the CTO of a startup that we started in college. I managed engineers. I wrote a ton of code. I reviewed code. I met with other teams. What's up, man? job. I was really excited when I started the company, and I was really excited for years and years. But towards the end, I got two turkey bacon mac and cheeses on rolls. I was doing the same thing for 7-8 years. It's a lot. The last year of Flip, I wasn't nearly as excited about it. I think that showed in my work. The CEO and I were fighting a lot towards the end, and we both kind of said, this is not really working. On a personal level, it was hard for a few weeks, especially afterwards. It was like, what do I do with my day? I have no idea why I had the idea. I was sitting on my couch on a Tuesday at 10:30 at night. I'm doing nothing. That was my life after I left my job. What's up, mommy? 274, that's pretty low, which is awesome. Flour, cream cheese, prosciutto, Cokes, eggs, ricotta cheese, a bunch of salt, 4 pounds of scallion. I'm not gonna call it genius, right? But I was certainly very excited when I had the idea. Sexy. Incredibly sexy. When I left the company, I was making $120,000 a year.
That's a lot.
And also pay my rent and insurance and everything else in my life. I sold my equity back to my previous company. I got $250,000 after tax. It was about half of that, and that
sucks.
allowed me to take a few months off, start this business, test things out, lose money on it. All of those things are possible, not because I had a ton of savings beforehand, but because I got this payout from my company for some of my equity. So the first month we were in business was February. We got about 3K in sales. March was 4. April was 2,000. In the middle of May, I got a car to do a lot more events. That jumped to 6,000, and then June was 10,000. July 10.5. August 13. September was $20,000. Looking at September more closely, we did 20,000 in sales for the first time ever. But 4,900 went to payroll, 4,000 to the kitchen, 2,500 in food costs, 2,000 in miscellaneous spend, 1,500 in event fees, which left us with a $5,000 profit margin. The company can kind of pay my rent at this point, but I can't afford another $10,000, $20,000 investment, so I put $50,000 of my own money into an account, as now that's the company's money. If I let the company keep all of its money and all of its profits, personally, I probably have 3 years left to pay rent, insurance, and everything else that comes with living in New York City. I'm not anxious about this yet, and honestly, at the end of the day, I know that if this business doesn't work out, I can go get another tech job, or I can do something else. I'm probably not going to end up on my parents' couch. Probably. The business right now makes money in 3 places: pop-ups, catering, and farmers markets. Pizza Bagel NYC, surprise, surprise, sells pizza bagels, and that's all it sells. But we got really good at making bagels. I spun up Little Bagel NYC in early September to sell bagels and cream cheese and sandwiches at the farmers market. So we're here at Fort Greene Market. We do fresh bagels baked in the mornings, a ton of different sandwich options, and obviously cream cheeses. We always buy tomatoes from the farmer up there. We try to pick the
That looks good.
tomatoes. Somehow this guy snuck in, so he's buying a snack for me. This is easier for me, I think, because I'm definitely extroverted. And I would much prefer to have lunch when I'm out here than just be like, what's your order? What's your order? You want rosemary? It's really good. There's a huge swing on a rainy day. And that part of the business is one of my least favorite things. You're basically just praying it's nice weather so people come out and buy stuff.
Thank you.
We gotta go park the car because it's been 2 hours and we've had customers the whole time and it's been sitting on the street in the lane. This is outrageous. We're in the middle of October right now, which is proving to be just as good as September was. That's awesome. It's gonna change a lot when it gets cold. We're not gonna do nearly as many pop-ups. We shift our focus for the winter to selling in the grocery store. I gotta go to set up the next event in Queens. We have 2 hours left of the market. Let's see how we did. In the last 3 weeks, we've pulled $2,300 to $2,500 each week.
That's good.
1,500. It was raining since like 9:30. There's nothing we can do. We have a lot of leftovers. It rained. We made more food than ever before, but we still have like 150 bagels left over.
It's a lot.
The goal with doing a lot of pop-ups is to build the brand, to get customer feedback, to get the food tasting right and consistent. I feel like we're there. If you took my pizza bagels against any of the ones you find in the freezer, the ones in the freezer, I don't think deserve to call themselves bagels necessarily, right? To me, the bagel is the foundation.
How about
Standards
bagel
for
bites?
New York pizza and New York bagels are insanely high, right? This is rumored to have the best pizza and the best bagels in the world. It's actually a toaster oven I got after I graduated college. I took my first pop-ups, loved it so much. I got 3 of them, so I can do all my events now. $400, absolute steal. It does say not intended for commercial use, but what are they gonna do? I don't think I'm an alternative offering pizza or bagels. I think I'm an additional offering. It's a whole new category of food that most people haven't had since they were kids. Where I'm competing is on people's memories of pizza bagels. I don't necessarily think I'm competing with what they think of pizza or what they think of bagels in New York City.
Thank you so much.
Of course, guys, enjoy. Yeah.
I used to love pizza bagels.
Me too, but they're not really good when you're in a build like this. It's kind of quality. When you see something that's unique, that's also familiar to you, customers love that. Oh, respect.
How was your day, Sean B?
25 cents in food costs. It doesn't include the labor, though. My management style has transferred really well from my previous company. It's actually, I think, easier to manage this kind of work than it is that, except that people call out sick a lot more often in this line of work, and you kind of get left stranded. Early on, I was worried because I've never been in this industry before. I didn't know if people who have been in the industry would have been, skeptical to listen, right? Like, I was worried of the inexperience showing through. And, if you think your boss is dumb, are you really going to listen to them that much? Queens night market, most weeks like 1,500 to 2,000 at least. This week was 1,000 because of the rain and the gloomy weather. But that's what it is. It's the game. You would think tech and pizza bagels, it just wouldn't transfer. I think that the vast majority of it actually has transferred. Since I was a founder of my previous company as well, I knew what it was like to kind of do everything and how things don't get done unless you do them. I think what's very different that I didn't really realize is the physical labor that's involved. Everyone just loves each other here, like they'll come over wanting your food, they try to pay, you just can't let them because if you go over to their stand, they're not gonna let you pay either. One of the things that I think causes burnout is when you lose your joy for what you do. That happened at my last job, and I suffered like that for almost 2 years. But this job, even though I'm working as hard as I ever have, every customer that comes up to the stand and tells me how great they are, every time they come back wanting more. I really appreciate that. It helps keep me going. If you told me at 22 that at 29 I wouldn't be in tech anymore, I don't know. I was an idiot at 22. I don't know what I believed. I think I would have been a bit surprised, but I also always had a bunch of diverse.
I was an idiot at 22 too.
Not to have this. I have to work 9 to 5 and go home and have a bajillion hobbies and make good money, and that would be it. But it's just not what's inside of me. I don't really know why, but I have a lot of fun doing this.
Tucked away in the birthplace of America, there's a pizza shop that's run by one man. Somehow, he's able to produce 150 pizzas a night alone.
It's a lot
On top of that, he sells out almost every week. People come from all over the state, and oftentimes, they'll order their pie days ahead just to make sure they can get one. So, how is this even possible? Why does he do it alone? And can the pizza really be that good? We're about to find out. So I'm in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and I am freezing, but I'm heading to Edge Pizza to meet up with Chef Aaron to find out why one person would sacrifice so much time.
I saw this video before.
Alright. Small, thin with pepperoni and onions. This is for a regular, orders a couple times a week. His name's Sean. He likes it burnt. Let me know what you guys think. Is this well done or is it burnt? Would you eat this?
No, I wouldn't.
The first ever pizzeria opened in Naples, Italy, in 1738.
Wow.
It was called Antica Pizzeria Portalba, and it started as a street food spot for locals at a...
I don't think his Rich is going live today, Sean. Today's Monday, Sean. That was yesterday.
USA, what's new with you? Finally, our government shutdown is over. Like, we made history with this one. It was our longest shutdown ever. Also, finally, you're gonna start paying people again? Yeah, but only temporarily. What do you mean? The Congress made a deal to start funding, but only until January 30th, 2026. And then what? If Congress doesn't vote again, then we can get into another shutdown. Are you serious? We just got out of this one. Yeah, but at least we're out of this one. And as a part of the deal, everyone who didn't get paid in the past, like, I don't know, 40-something days is gonna get paid. Also, you know how Trump said that some people are gonna get fired because of this shutdown? Yeah. So another part of the deal is that no one is getting fired. Or wasn't the health insurance debate the whole argument that caused the shutdown? Yeah, they didn't agree on it yet. But they're gonna vote on it in December, so that's not bad. But some people are mad that this wasn't a part of the deal. But at least for now, your government is opening again, right? Yeah, finally, after a historic shutdown. Well, congrats on making history, US. This is not the kind of history I ever want to do again. Hey, USA, what's new with you? Finally...
Yeah. Time is going by quick. I don't know. Maybe Wednesday. Cause he did do that case. Remember? It wasn't long, but remember next week is Thanksgiving.
I'm going to try my best to show you my cochlear implant and explain how it works. This is what it looks like. So this is...
And then it'll be your birthday in February. Yeah. I just texted everybody on Discord to come join me, so.
Here is a very important setting that every Samsung user needs to turn on right now. What you gotta do is head into settings, then scroll down to security and privacy. In here, tap on lost device protection, then toggle on theft detection lock. And how this works is, let's say you have your phone in your hand with the screen on and someone or something steals it. What theft protection will do is detect that your phone has been snatched from your hands and turns the screen off to lock it. Now, there'll be no way the thief can actually use the phone, basically making it useless to them. Thank you. Here is a very important setting that every Samsung user needs to turn on right now. What you gotta do is head into settings, then scroll down to security and privacy. In here, tap on lost device protection, then toggle on theft detection lock. And how this works is, let's say you have your phone in your hand with the screen on and someone or something steals it. What theft protection will do is detect that your phone has been snatched from your hands and turns the screen off to lock it. Now, there'll be no way the thief can actually use the phone, basically making it useless to them. Thank you. Here is a very important setting that every Samsung user...
Oh my gosh, this girl is so hot. Like, stunning. I was filming you. But you're hot. That means you're hot.
Yeah, I know.
This girl is so hot.
Dude. What?
This girl is so hot.
Who?
This girl I'm looking at on my phone, like this, it's like a picture. It's
I thought you were taking a picture of me.
like, woo! No, I'm
Okay.
not taking a picture of you, sorry.
What does she have, huh?
What is
Does she
she?
have a flat ass? Does she have that?
This girl is so hot. Oh, hey, honey. No, just a girl on my screen.
Who?
Just a girl on my screen.
Let me see.
You can't.
Why?
Because I'm recording, so if I show you, I've got to move the camera.
You are so.
Jeez.
Sam, let me just let you know now. If I take your phone and it's not me on there,
No.
let me see right here.
What is a typical breakfast for the monster among men?
Oh man, it just depends. A lot of the times where I'm at and what's going on, but I'm a big eater. Let's say usually my normal, if I went to Waffle House per se, I'd probably order 10 eggs, but only like 4 yolks, 2 grilled chicken breasts, a double order of hash browns, smothered covered in chunked, orange juice, and a coffee. That'll get me started. I'm not paying that catering bill.
What is a typical breakfast for the monster among men?
Oh man, it just depends.
10 eggs,
Today's
wow.
November 13th, which is a red cup day at Starbucks. Normally they sell out really fast, so let's see if we can still get one.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
Do you even know what red cup day is?
I think you get a red cup, don't you?
It's 11 o'clock, and normally I feel like you have to get there like really stinking early if you
10
actually want
cups?
a red cup. What do you think our odds are?
I've never been to Red Cup Day, so I have no idea.
First of all, the line is very long.
I missed out
Like
this
5
year, it's
cars,
alright.
And then it loops around to get over here.
This is a long line.
Chances aren't looking that great right now. You by any chance have red cups left?
Yep, we do.
Okay, awesome.
Whoa, I didn't know we got 4, Mom. Thank you. What? They gave us 4.
That is wild. We are officially out of cabinet space.
It feels like Christmas. These are cute.
See? All right.
Was it worth the $28? I'm not quite sure yet.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Whoa.
We did it.
I would say that was a success.
Today's November 13th, which is a red cup day at Starbucks. Normally they sell out.
I can't say you're beautiful. You know why?
Why?
Because real beauty is on the inside. And I haven't been inside yet.
No!
Are you okay? No, I knew that was a bad idea.
My name's Elijah. I'm 23. I don't know if you like photography, but I so could picture us together.
Boring. Oh my god.
That was whack.
I spent $122.86 on my groceries from Aldi this past week. My family pretty much only exclusively shops at Aldi because we are trying to live on a budget and save money because we've been stressed out financially. But does Aldi actually have the best prices compared to other grocery stores? Let's put their prices to the test. I'm going to be comparing everything that I got from Aldi this past week to the prices at Walmart and see who's giving me a better deal. After adding everything to my cart, our in-store total would be $103.80, and we had to do some shipping on items, which is $45.52. The subtotal before tax and getting free shipping is $149.32. When I was adding everything to my cart, I made sure I got everything in the same size that I got at Aldi. I also made sure I selected the Great Value brand, and if there wasn't Walmart brand, I selected the cheapest option. A lot of the prices for the Great Value items were so similar to the prices at Aldi, and Great Value in some cases was only 1 cent more expensive. So that means shopping at Aldi instead of Walmart saved me $26.46 on my last grocery bill. Let me know what store you want me to compare Aldi to. I spent $122.86 on my
Braun Strowman, all but begged him to quit being a strongman. I said, bro, I don't want to come across as a dream smasher. You have the unfortunate luck of being in the same era with 3 guys that could be all-time strongest men of all time. You're not going to beat them. You should wrestle. You got that personality. What you got is what we are. And he was like, I'm going to give it all I got, Mark. I got to try to do it. I said, all right, man. I said, here's my phone number. If you ever want to do it, hit me up. 2 years later, is this Mark Henry? I just seen if this is still your phone number. I was like, yeah, this is me. He was like, you think you can still get me into wrestling? Hell yeah. Where you at? Braun Strowman? All but big.
Target.
Interesting.
Target. Target. Target.
Okay, if you do that one more time, I'm about to whoop your butt.
Target.
Interesting.
Target. Target. What model is this iPhone? 17. Hold on.
Hey, hon. I had an idea. What we took. What's the storyline when you look back?
While I was overseas, my mom gave.
Good afternoon, y'all. Let's make some brunch for these.
I woke up to the sound of hammers. At first, I thought.
Hey, excuse me? Yes, can I help? I can't.
Last night in a major reversal.
Oh, we dapping up late.
Hey, hon, what do you want for dinner?
You know what? How about you choose?
Only 7,000.
How do I contest a traffic ticket in the state of Texas? Look, contesting a traffic ticket is the only thing I recommend. Never, ever, ever plead guilty to a traffic.
I don't even know what to call this one.
If I was to start a wrestling company and I had to pick my first guy, I would pick Kane. 1, he can work with anybody. 2, he knows exactly what his gimmick is. He knows what his gimmick isn't. 3, he's going to do business. And 4, he's the human being that people wish their kids to be. People sometimes look at me funny about this. They ban the chair shots. I'm wrestling Triple H. We're figuring like, I'm the most tenured guy here. You're his son-in-law. Surely we can get away with it. He fined our ass too. I remember getting my check for WrestleMania and there was that big minus on there. And I was like, son of a and I called him up right away. I said, did you get fined? And he was like, yeah, I got fined too. And I was like, what the hell good is it to be his son-in-law? After they remember the SummerSlam that we had.
Saying my wife's favorite things to get her reaction.
What's going on? Yeah, dude. I actually have all afternoon and evening free.
Hey, folks, I just wanted to clear something.
The only time I've ever really seen Book out of his mind, pissed off.
This iPhone 15 Pro randomly stopped working, and when we
They stole my driveway, so I gave them a parking lesson they'd never forget. My house sits on a corner lot in a quiet neighborhood that's been home to working families for decades, with a wide gravel driveway that wrapped around the
Thank
side.
you for
At least it
liking.
did, until my new neighbor decided property lines were optional. I bought my place 8 years ago, a modest 2-bedroom with a detached garage, and that wide driveway, perfect for my landscaping business.
Oh,
I kept my
I
truck,
don't know who
trailer,
Dolly
and
Vision
equipment
is.
neatly parked on my own property, never blocking anyone. Then the Hendersons moved in. Richard and Patricia Henderson bought the house next door for twice what it was worth and immediately began renovations. Granite countertops, designer paint, luxury everything. They drove matching SUVs and complained about kids, dogs, and my truck ruining the neighborhood aesthetic.
No.
Richard decided he needed more parking. It started with orange traffic cones placed on my driveway near the property line. I moved them back onto his lawn. He showed up at my door, fake smile ready. We were thinking that section of driveway could be shared. You've got plenty of space, and we need extra parking for guests. I told him it wasn't shared. It was mine. His smile disappeared. We'll see about that, he said. A week later, while I was at work, Richard hired a paving crew. They laid fresh asphalt over a 10-foot stretch of my driveway, connecting it to his. Then he put up a decorative fence 8 feet into my property, completely blocking my access. When I got home and saw it, I went straight to his door. Patricia answered, wine glass in hand. Your husband paved over my driveway and fenced off my property, I said. She smirked. Richard had a survey done. That section's ours. Maybe check your paperwork. I checked. My deed, survey, and plot map all proved she was lying. I called Richard and demanded he remove everything. He laughed. We've made improvements to our property. Call a lawyer if you've got a problem. So I did. And while waiting for the legal process, Richard enjoyed his stolen space. He parked there daily, hosted dinner guests, and even installed landscape lights along my stolen section. Then complained when my trailer blocked the view. That's when I got creative. I still owned that 10-foot section, fence or not, so I used it. My first delivery arrived Tuesday morning. A dump truck full of mulch for a client project. I had the driver unload it right in the stolen section, completely blocking Richard's new driveway. He came running out in his bathrobe, yelling about access. I told him politely he was welcome to use his own driveway, on his own property. The mulch sat there for 3 days. Patricia left passive-aggressive notes about neighborhood standards. The next delivery was 10 tons of gravel, dumped in a massive pile across the entire stolen area. Richard called the cops. The officer looked at my survey, looked at his fence, and said calmly, "Sir, this is a civil matter. He's on his property." Richard yelled, "But he's blocking our driveway." The officer
officer replied, then maybe you shouldn't have built on his. My third move was poetic, a bright blue porta potty for my work crews, placed directly on the property line. I didn't need it there, but it made a perfect monument to property rights. 2 weeks later, Richard sued me for damages and demanded I remove all obstructions. I countersued for property theft and illegal construction. In court, my surveyor testified my deed was entered as evidence, and Richard's survey turned out to be a sketch he'd drawn with a tape measure. The judge wasn't impressed. Verdict: full restoration of my property, removal of all his fencing and asphalt, and payment of my legal fees. Hit like, subscribe for property justice.
He deleted my 20 years of code, so I deleted his entire...
Yeah, I do that. Sometimes I'll listen to that.
Hello? Donald. Ah, look who it is. You want to end the war in Ukraine? No. Okay, so what's up? More like what's up with you, big guy? Are you going to do it? Do what? You know, it. What's it? Venezuela. You're gonna do your own special military operation. Special military... What the? Yeah, I'm thinking very strongly about it. I'm thinking very strongly about it. Don't be punk, Donald. Quagmire away.
Interesting.
Quagmire. Is that one of Hegseth's drinking buddies? Once you surround a neighbor with your military, you must go all the way. It's like Gun in Chekhov play. Well, I do love Chekhov. He was amazing in Star Trek. Don't check. It's time to make history. Great. Maybe no one ever won war on drugs. No. Or war on terror. Okay. Or war on regime change. Tell me more. But that's because no one ever tried to do all three at the same time. Wow.
Yeah, if it's expensive, I'm not buying it.
You really think so? Yes. You think it would get me a Nobel? I would nominate you myself.
I felt like the worst mom when my daughter was opening up all her presents because I forgot the main...
They stole my parking spot for 6 months, so I made their entire street unbuildable. I pulled into my driveway after a 12-hour shift to find it blocked. Again, a gleaming white Tesla Model S parked right across my entrance, trapping my truck on the street. The same Tesla that had been doing this for months. My neighbor Derek, a tech executive who moved in last year, decided my driveway was his personal overflow parking, his garage packed with expensive toys, his actual driveway occupied by his wife's Range Rover and their son's BMW. But my driveway, fair game apparently. I'd asked nicely, left polite notes, even called the non-emergency police line twice. They said it was a civil matter. Derek just smirked and kept parking there. But that night something snapped. Maybe it was the exhaustion from working doubles all week. Maybe it was seeing my elderly mother struggle to carry groceries from 3 blocks away because she couldn't park near our house. Or maybe it was just Derek's entitled grin when he saw me standing there fuming. That's when I remembered something important, something that would change everything. You see, I'd inherited this house from my grandfather, a surveyor who kept meticulous records, and buried in his old filing cabinet was a folder marked Property Lines, 1962. Inside were the original survey maps, deeds, and most importantly, an easement agreement. Turns out the entire street, including Derek's precious driveway and half his house, sat on what used to be my family's land. Decades ago, my grandfather had granted the city a 30-foot easement for the road, with one crucial condition. The easement could be revoked if the property was used for commercial purposes or if the original agreement was violated. Derek's home-based consulting business, the one with clients visiting daily, turning our quiet residential street into a parade of corporate meetings, that counted as commercial use. I spent the weekend digging through county records, consulting with a property attorney, and documenting every violation. Derek's business license listed our street address. His LinkedIn showed client meetings at his home office. I even had photos of his yard signs advertising his services. Monday morning, I filed the paperwork. By Wednesday, I had a court order. The easement was officially revoked. Derek came home that evening to find orange cones blocking access to our entire street. A sheriff's deputy was waiting with papers. The road access that led to his $1 million home, gone. Legally, he was now living on landlocked property. The city scrambled to understand what happened. Derek hired expensive lawyers who quickly realized the devastating truth. Without that easement, his property was essentially worthless. No road access meant no utilities could be maintained, no emergency services, no mail delivery. His house had become a beautiful, expensive island. But here's the best part. The other neighbors, who'd been quietly suffering through Derek's entitled behavior for months, were surprisingly supportive. They'd dealt with his loud business calls, his clients blocking their driveways too, and his general disregard for the neighborhood. Derek's lawyers offered everything: money, apologies, a promise to move his business elsewhere. His wife even came to my door in tears, begging me to reconsider. I let them sweat for 2 weeks. Watched Derek have to park 6 blocks away and hike to his front door. Saw him trying to explain to confused delivery drivers why they couldn't reach his house. Finally, I agreed to restore the easement, but with new conditions. A written agreement that his business would relocate within 30 days. A binding promise that no vehicle would ever block my driveway again. And a hefty annual fee for the continued use of the easement. Now my mother parks right at our front door. If you think this is a real story, like and...
An insurance company calls you up and says, "Hey Mike, we want to settle with your client for..."
They took my deceased father's toolbox from my garage sale, claiming it was abandoned property, so I made sure they'd never build anything again. The toolbox was older than me. Craftsman Red...
I just was listening to stories It's AI voice. Trump speaks on affordability. At McDonald's summit.
Ever passed in our country's history. It gives expensing to you as owners, where you do something, you can expense it, you can take it off in 1 year instead of 38 or 40 years. It gives you so many things. And I'm not giving it to you, I'm giving it to the people that you're hiring, because I'm giving it for jobs. You're going to expand, you're going to do tremendously. You spend money and you can write it off quickly, as opposed to over a period of many, many years. The typical waiter, waitress, or police officer will take home roughly $2,000 extra each year because of just what we've done on taxes. And the tax cut bill, and I call it the tax cut bill, is also a big boost to small businesses like yours. It includes permanent expensing. And again, the biggest thing I did in my first tax cut bill, and this also expanded and extended that, was the expensing, the 100% expensing. But now we have the expensing for a 10-year period, so for 10 years. And frankly, I sort of said, let's make it 2 years, because, you know, I want the results to be immediate. 10 years, they can take their time. I had a lot of pushback, including from these guys. They said, no, the right thing. It might have been good for us politically, but it would have been, it's better what we did ultimately for the country. So we have 10-year full expensing. Nobody thought that was possible to get. We also expanded tax relief for all franchisees and made the pass-through deduction permanent. It's now permanent. And very importantly, under our tax cut bill, we virtually eliminated the unfair estate tax or death tax, so you can keep your family business in the family, your children, if you love your children. If you leave your beautiful place to your children, you won't have estate tax, small business. Now, if you don't love your children, you don't really care what I'm saying right now. I've only had 2 or 3 people over the years that say, I take a vote. Does anybody in this room dislike their children where you're not leaving it to your children? And, you know, it's always blank, blank, blank. Then all of a sudden, one guy about 6 rows back, okay. And I thought he was kidding. I said, oh, that's so
I don't have children. I don't think I'm ever have children, so I can't say I wouldn't love them. If I had property, I would leave them. I would leave my property to my children.
Think of it, you know, farmers especially, where they have a farm, and you know the expression, the land rich, cash poor, a little bit, but they have a great, wonderful thing and a way of life that they would.
Why not? Who I'm gonna leave it to?
Not even a franchisee, right? They don't want a friend. They don't want a McDonald's. If they have a farm, they love their farm, just like you love what you're doing. But the farmers were dying, leaving their farm to their children. The value of the farm was high. They'd go out, they'd have a tremendous estate tax or death tax, and it would so much. I mean, the percentage is crazy how high. They'd end up losing the farm in bankruptcy. They'd go out and borrow all this money to pay the tax, the estate tax.
In today's video, I want to update you on the $2,000 stimulus check that President Trump has promised us. This is the $2,000 tariff dividend. As a refresher, here's what President Trump posted on November 9th on Truth Social. He said a dividend of at least $2,000 a person, not including high-income people, will be paid to everyone. So 2 things to note here. First of all, President Trump did not say that he's thinking about it. He didn't say that this is an idea that's being floated out there. He didn't say it's a proposal. I mean, it's right there. He says that he's going to do it. I'm going to show you a video of President Trump saying that it's going to happen. And then the second thing is that you can see for yourself, he said that we're going to get $2,000 minimum. Maybe it could be $2,200 or even $2,400, who knows? And then on the next day, November 10th, here's what he said. President Trump wrote, all money left over from the $2,000 payments made to low and middle income USA citizens from the massive tariff income pouring into our country from foreign nations, which will be substantial, will be used to substantially pay down national debts. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So as I told you, President Trump is committed to delivering on his word. However, I mean, yeah, I do have some concerns about all this, and I want to voice them to you. Now, let me point out this statement to you. President Trump says that massive tariff income is pouring into our country from foreign countries. And I just want to say that that is incorrect. Foreign countries do not pay the United States of America tariffs. And if you don't believe it, let's fact check this. So we're going to go straight to the government's website, Title 19, Customs Duties. And let's see what it says. It reads, the fee charged shall be paid by the importer of record of the merchandise. Okay, so that's pretty clear. If Walmart imports merchandise from China, then Walmart, being the importer of record of the merchandise, will pay the tariff, which is essentially a tax. So it doesn't say that the exporter, in this example being China, pays the tariff. It says the importer. Now, do you think that the importer, let's just say Walmart, is going to pay the tariff and not raise prices? And just logically speaking, I'm going to say, of course not, because they have shareholders to please, and they don't want to see lower profits. And of course, retailers are going to raise prices to offset the tariffs. Walmart and Target, they've already raised their prices, and even more so with Amazon. Nike, Adidas, Home Depot, Macy's, AutoZone, Best Buy, they've already raised prices on tariffed products. Okay, but ultimately, the tariff, again, which is a tax, is paid by American importers. And then that cost of the tax, it gets passed on to US consumers, which is you and me. So, essentially, it's just you and me that's paying the tariff, not foreign countries. And it's going to be the same thing with food that's imported. Now, I want to tell you this. You have to remember that the government, with their CPI inflation reports, the government reports say that the rate of inflation is at 3.0%, okay?
So
However,
he's supposed to. So he's supposed to charge. Not that. He's not supposed to charge. He's supposed to charge the exporter, not the importer. He's an idiot.
Now, why do you think that's happening? It's because those products, just like many others, are heavily imported. Because we have to import them. It's not like I can economically grow bananas or coffee in Chicago. The rising prices from tariff-affected items has gotten so bad that President Trump had to cut certain tariffs. Okay, now let's analyze this part. President Trump says that the tariffs are bringing in a massive amount of money. And President Trump says, okay, we're going to get a minimum of $2,000, and then he's going to use the leftover tariff money to substantially pay down our national debt. Now let's see if the math is mathing. Here's how much has been collected in tariffs so far this year in calendar year 2025, which is the red line. As you can see, the revenue collected this year from tariffs is so much higher than previous years. Right now, as of November, it's at $228 billion. But of course, the year isn't over yet. For December, the government is expected to collect about another $35 billion, maybe $40 billion on the high end. And then we have the rest of November, right? So the final figure for the year is going to come around slightly under $300 billion for the entirety of 2025. Now, the question is that enough to fund the $2,000 stimulus check and pay down a substantial amount of national debt? Just so you know, according to the Congressional Budget Office, the CBO, now if you remember this one, the $1,400 stimulus check that was issued back in 2021, that cost $411 billion. Okay.
You're right. Prices are always going up. They're gonna go up every year. They go up every year in general, but they're not supposed to go up too up. Wild dog. Inflation is going crazy. Oh. I liked it when the prices was good in the 90s, late 90s. Remember? Remember in the 90s when prices were great? That wasn't that bad. Back in the 90s, the prices were good. Yep. If they go back to 1993 when the prices were much better. Oh yeah. Yeah, my parents were paying for my stuff too. Oh. I was a kid, that's why. The shit was cheap, way cheaper. Ooh. Yep. Yep. Oh yep. Cell phone people complain that cell phone bills were expensive back then. Now cell phone bills are more expensive like it is. Yep, you're right. Back then, you could rent an apartment for like $25. Now, oh yeah. I remember that. Nights and weekends are free now. Nights and weekends are free, remember? Nights and weekends are free. One second. I used to talk on the phone on nights and after 9 o'clock on weekends. What time is it? Wow, it's 1 in the morning. Guys, I'm gonna come back later. Thank you for joining me. Back like in an hour or two. Thank you. Bye. Good to see you too.